My name is Pat Thomasson McElroy, and this is my story. Dad worked with his father and brother in Smithfield, Ohio, running the Thomasson Hardware. After returning from the war and marrying Mom, he knew the Smithfield Hardware could not support three families, so he went off in search of a hardware store for sale. He found one in Richwood and bought the Osborne Hardware Store as well as the Osborne home in 1951. The top windows of the hardware store were always a great place to look out on Saturday night when everyone came to town for their trading. It was a busy time in town, with stores staying open later. Some Saturday nights in the summer, Franklin Street would be closed down and there would be a street dance with mostly square dancing. The kids would bring in their roller skates and we would roller skate around on the sidewalks. Sig's drugstore was right next to the hardware. Sig's was a hangout spot for the kids. At the soda fountain, they'd get a cherry Coke, a vanilla phosphate, milkshake, or hot fudge sundae. It was also a great place to look through all the newest magazines, 16 and Teen, or buy some penny candy or 5-cent candy bars. I worked at Sig's for a while as a teenager behind the soda fountain, helping to count pills to fill prescriptions and keeping a watch on the cosmetic counter, a great work experience. Christmas was always a busy time at the hardware. Mom was well known for her gift wrapping. She would spend the evenings making bows ready to be put on wrapped gifts from Thomasson Hardware. Mom always kept a wish list at the counter. If someone came in the hardware and mentioned liking a certain set of pots and pans or the newest Corningware casserole, she would write it down. Then when a husband would come in asking for gift suggestions, Mom would go get her list out and help him out. Mom and Dad also offered layaway, so all the gifts were wrapped and kept upstairs at the store to be picked up by Santa before Christmas, including my brothers and my presents. No snooping around the house because the presents weren't there. The lazy, hazy days of summer were spent at the Richwood Lake. At first, the lake only had a raft and some diving boards built out from the edge. There were lots of little fish nipping at your feet. Later on, the Richwood Park Board improved it by adding floating piers and a baby pool, keeping the raft and diving was now off the piers. My dad was on the park board, so I can remember riding around with him on the mosquito fogging machine to help eliminate mosquitoes in town and at the lake. I'm sure I inhaled a lot of good chemicals back then. There were lots of good times at the lake, sitting on the sand with my friends, working on our tan, soaking in baby oil and peroxide, listening to the Beach Boys, Pretty Woman, Doo-Wah Diddy Diddy, and there were beach parties on Saturday with my brother Bob as DJ. Marysville kids would come for the beach parties, which gave us a chance to get to know our school rivals. My parents didn't have to worry about what I was doing because they had the watchful eyes of the whole community. Everyone knew everyone, and their kids weren't afraid to tell on you if you did something wrong.